Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Date in a Blink, where we're hosting Rebecca and Jay for a Blink date.
Modern dating sucks, but it doesn't have to. Here on the Date in a Blink podcast, you'll listen in on 10-minute voice-only speed dates between strangers. The experience is designed to move people beyond mindless swiping and marathon messaging. Our position on online dating? It's time to stop collecting pen pals and start, going on actual dates.
Online dating? That actually involves dating? Is that even a thing anymore? But for real, dating should be fun. We hope listening in inspires y'all to try new ways of meeting people. Tune in every other week to hear a new couple go on a date. In between, we'll talk to relationship experts about how the date went and what we can learn from it.
Will our handpicked podcast matches find love on these Blink dates? Or will they say goodbye to each other after 10 minutes and never look back? Tune in to find out.
Before we jump into today's Blink date, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain a bit. It's totally free, and Anchor will distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and lots of other podcasting platforms. Not only that, but it has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also lets you make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make your podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Today's prompt comes from The And, a card game by the Emmy Award-winning studio The Skin Deep, designed to give people a little more space for a lot more openness, honesty, and vulnerability. If you want to start asking bigger questions and get to know someone beyond the surface, check out their decks at shop.theskindeep.com/blink. That's shop.theskindeep.com/blink. We're here on Date in a Blink today with Rebecca and Jay. I'm going to let you two dive in, but in case it's helpful to get the conversation started, I'm going to leave you with this question. What's one thing you've always wanted to learn but haven't, and why?
You want to go first? Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I've always wanted to learn salsa. I am a hip hop and Zumba instructor. I teach at Crunch Fitness and Equinox in San Francisco.
Wow.
And I know Latin moves, but I've never learned traditional salsa, and I would love to.
Okay. That's very cool. So I had a different answer, but I would love to dance now that you seem like you know what you're doing on that front. My answer to the question, I'll give you what I was going to say before, was I was going to say I wanted to learn to cook because I like eating a lot. And so it is about high time that I learn to cook so that I can kind of make the dishes that my mom makes and stuff like that. And so that would be my original answer, but dancing sounds great too. So
yeah, that's so funny you say that because I just started cooking. I have a full kitchen and everything, but I usually just whip up like eggs or a salad or like granola and fruit. And I got bored of it. And when I went home for Thanksgiving, I was reminded that home cooked meals are so delicious. And I work remotely and I just don't go out and eat because it's more affordable to eat inside. So I just started cooking more. I am not so great, but I'm utilizing my oven and I'm making fish and chicken and using a lot of vegetable. I like to use yams and make or sweet potato fries, which are really good.
Oh yeah, I love those.
What are you looking to cook?
What am I looking to cook? I think a lot of what you said, like salads and stuff daily, I'd like to whip something up, right? Like right now I kind of have to think about it. Either I'll go out, or thankfully I live near both Whole Foods and Safeway. And so I can go there and pick something up, but it's always I have to go there. And so I would much rather prefer that sort of, I have something at home that I can whip up easily. So we'll start there, and then probably there's So I'm Indian, and there's a few dishes that my mom makes that I really miss. And so I'd want to start cooking that, basically, at least the easier ones that I miss. There's some very involved dishes that I won't get to, but yeah.
That's so cool. I just used Amazon Fresh for the second time. And and it was so great. It's like I work remotely, and so it's like easy for me to get out and go to the grocery store, but I was in a bind, and so I ordered on Amazon Fresh, and you spend, I think it's like $35, and it's free after that. Shipping is free. So it was so easy.
Yeah.
I just ordered like I love going to the grocery store, but it was so convenient, and it came like I didn't even have to go downstairs to get it. It was right at my doorstep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm just curious, like you said you work remote.
I do,
but you're also like you're like a instructor for Zumba, you said, and so like how does that work?
Yeah, so I have 3 professions. I am a recruiter at a tech company, or at a TV streaming company, and then I am a dance instructor, and then I'm a hostess on Friday, Saturday evening. So I'm very busy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for making the time today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's Sunday, so I'm not working.
Yeah. Still.
What do you do?
So yeah, I'm a data analyst at a startup. So
cool.
I have only one job though, and that keeps me pretty busy. I don't think I could ever do 3 all at the same time.
Well, dance is like it's a job, but also it just replaces an hour worth of exercising. So I don't really count it a huge time commitment.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Have you always been dancing, or is it something
my whole
you picked up? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've danced my whole life, and I did a lot of musical theater. And then when I went to school, I just stopped dancing because when you're in college, like it's just harder, you know? So I pursued business and then started teaching hip hop on the side just to incorporate dance still into my life.
What did you learn? What style were you learning or practicing as a kid? Sorry, did you change styles?
Oh, I did studio dance. I did jazz, ballet, hip hop, tap, all of that.
Okay.
And then I did musical theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it different getting into sort of like hip hop dancing and
different than like what?
Different than sort of musical theater and the stuff you were doing before.
Oh, so different. I mean, out of the 2, I like musical theater because you get to sing and act and dance, and it's just like it's more expressive. And it's so much fun. I did a improv class during the pandemic through this improv theater that's right near my place, but obviously the pandemic, everything was shut down. So I did an improv. It was like a 10-week course once a week for 2 hours. And I felt like I was connecting again with performing with musical theater. It was not musical theater, but it was fun to do something theatrical.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you do for fun?
For fun, I listen to a lot of podcasts and I go on long walks in Golden Gate Park, preferably together. Yeah.
That's fun. Okay, so you're in San Francisco?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Same here.
Yeah. So I just really like sort of like the meditative aspect of taking a walk. Like I know a place, like I'll get my coffee. I have a routine to go to the park now, which sounds like it sounds a bit stupid when you put it like that, but it really like helps me sort of like find my center, I guess, a lot in the way dance helps you, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I can walk for a long time. Like generally I'll go out and I'll walk for like 2 hours. So
I'm that same way. Yeah.
Oh, you're the same way with walking or dancing?
Walking. Oh my gosh. I went to shop today, and you know how people will drive from one place? I didn't park in like a garage. So they'll like drive from one parking lot to another one. I just parked in one place and then I just walked all the way around because I was like, 1, it would take too long to find another parking spot, and 2, I love to walk.
Yep.
It just feels so
awesome.
good. Yeah, it's really nice, especially in the city. Like, it's small enough that you can get to a lot of places by walking.
Yeah. And my favorite part is always like you can always just bail pretty easily and it won't be that expensive. Like generally like Muni or Bart will be there, or if not,
Yeah,
you can take an Uber. And so it's like there's no risk really to just walking and like exploring random stuff. So yeah.
right. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Except the's so many hills in San Francisco, so you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to be careful.
You get a bit better at those. Like I know the streets to avoid the hills now, or at least
Right.
reduce it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Have
know.
you been in the city long?
So funny story. I was here like 2 months before the pandemic, and then I went home to Washington, and then I came back. And so I've been here for like 7 or 8 months. So
Yeah.
not technically I've had a place for like 2 years, but I haven't been
Right.
here for too long. How about you?
Yeah, so I've been in the city for about 6, 7 months, about the same time roughly, but I lived in San Jose before that. I basically righted out COVID in the suburbs, is the way I tell people about it. It's a great place because the city is kind of dead anyway. I came
Yeah.
to San Francisco during like July of 2020 and it was just dead. And so I'm happy I picked the suburbs.
Yeah.
Where in Washington were you? Because I used to live in Seattle for almost 3 years. So
Oh, wow. I was in Newcastle and then Bellevue.
okay, yeah. I do not know where
Yeah.
Newcastle is. I do know where Bellevue is.
Okay. Were you like Seattle proper or in the greater Seattle
Yeah,
area?
I used to live in Capitol Hill for almost 3
Oh,
years.
sweet. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. It's very rainy there.
it is.
Mhm.
The rainy part didn't get to me as much. It's just like the always gloomy part got to me. Like I really
Yes.
enjoy the sun in San Francisco. Like it's so beautiful. Like today was beautiful.
At this point in the date, I jumped in to let them know that their date had ended and let them say their farewells. Dance always holds a special place in my heart, so I wanted so badly to jump in to talk all about salsa dancing with Rebecca and Jay. It was sweet how both had commonalities where they wanted to learn what the other had mentioned, from dancing to cooking, and even sweeter when we later discovered that they both really liked walking. Do you think they'll go on a walking date, avoiding the hills of San Francisco? Or will they instead be having a dance for one? If you're eager to know if they'll be dancing together or walking separately, tune into the next episode where we'll be chatting with an expert about the date and revealing whether or not it was a match. That's all we've got for you today. Shoot us a message on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at The Blink Date or at Date in a Blink to let us know what you think. If you want to try voice-first speed dating from the comfort of your home, download the Blink Date app today. You can also sign up to participate in Date in a Blink by visiting our website at www.theblinkdate.com. In the meantime, thanks for joining us for this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening and look forward to talking with you again next time.